And you have just crossed the line. End of debate. Report to the cargo bay and remain there until this is over. Is that understood?
Dream lover, come rescue me.
Take me up,
Take me down, take me anywhere you want to.
baby, now.
Hello, welcome to Fire Chakotay. This is Mike Diamond.
I need you so desperately. I'm Miss Matinga.
And I'm Booby.
And today we have returning guest host champion Dan Deevy of Gaaays in Space.
Woo!
Hello, everybody. It's so good to see you. And I'm so happy to be back. And Booby, I am so happy you didn't continue the singing tradition, because then I thought, I don't know any more of the words.
Well, but here's the thing, Dan. There's a reason I started singing Dream Lover. Because we are covering the season 6 finale, Unimatrix Zero. Part 1, which involves some kind of dream cycle madness. My other choice was Only in My Dreams. Take it.
And
With only in my dreams.
Yeah.
at the Copa.
Copa Cup. What's that got to do with dreams?
They're in like their own little private club.
Oh, in the Unimatrix Zero.
With yellow flowers in her hair. 7 of 9 standing over there.
And a bat left over there.
And a bat left over there. And is it Unimatrix Zero or is it Unimatrix Zero 1?
I don't know.
Zero.
Bitch, you're the
Oh, no, that
tracker.
would make any sense because it's Unimatrix Zero. Okay.
Well, because isn't 7 tertiary adjunct of Unimatrix Zero 1?
Yes.
Or
She's 7 of 9,
something.
tertiary adjunct of Unimatrix Zero.
Okay, so before we get into whatever kind of dreamscape, nightmare, Borg implant, pop 80s culture thing is going to happen today, let's talk to Dan for a second. Dan, tell us about Gaaays in Space. What you got going on?
Oh, guy, it has been so exciting. Because I'm sure, as you know, Vegas is happening again this year.
Oh my gosh.
Vegas is back on. It's happening, and
Wow.
Gaaays in Space is doing more events this year than we ever have before.
In
Wow.
person.
We're doing our annual Wrath of Vegas party. The convention goes from the 10th of August to the 15th of August. We're going to be there the whole week. Saturday night is the Wrath of Vegas party. Once again, we're having it at Piranha Nightclub, which is this amazing venue. It's like 2 levels. It's like Mardi Gras. So that's going to be amazing. Plus, this year, Gaaays in Space is renting the penthouse suite in the Rio Hotel for 4 nights. So for 4 nights, Gaaays in Space is going to host private little VIP reception.
Oh, I get it.
So awesome.
You see where we're
Private
going with it.
receptions.
Mhm.
Private receptions, yes.
Dan's gonna be like, "Welcome to my Unimatrix Zero 1."
Yeah. I want, maybe you guys can get like a neon sign that says Club Elogium. Get like
Ooh.
Club Elogium. Wouldn't that be hot?
I love it.
Yeah.
And you could dress up as Kiana Prime.
That's what
Kiana
I was
Prime,
thinking.
honey. Yeah.
Look at her makeup. It's terrible.
Is Kiana Prime going to do a drag show?
Only if Fire Chakotay is coming with us.
Girl, I'm going to get on Travelocity right now. Book a ticket.
Let's see what we could do,
Let's
honey.
see what we could do. So let's get into this episode. Oh, and if people want to find out more, they can go to gaaysinspace.com. 3 A's in gay, 3 A's in space.
So just
All
a
right.
little bit, just a little tiny bit of business. Sorry, 3 A's in space, 3 A's in gays. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
I
and it's
jumped the line.
.org.
.org.
Oh, .org. Is it really?
Yes.
Oh, shit. She's not for profit.
Oh, what a shame that it can't be .org.
But does she walk with the profits?
.borg would be so awesome.
Yeah.
Does it
Please
walk
check.
with the prophets?
Does it walk with the profits, darling?
And legendary. And
Yes. Kai Win, honey.
honey,
All right.
she kind of lost. But what I was going to say
Category is Paris.
is Paris. Okay, so just want to say that Unimatrix 01 debuted on May 24th in 2000, episode 26 of season 6 of Voyager. And it is a 2-parter, and it's the kind of 2-parter that you love. It's just like this big idea, big space battles. Of course, it's a Borg episode. And actually, many years ago, I read a review of this episode that made me laugh because it said the television show Voyager has turned the Borg collective from the great white shark of the universe just to a kind of astral nuisance.
Oh.
Because they dealt with the Borg so much and they always kicked the Borg's ass. But I always loved when the Borg showed up.
I had
loved
an
it.
astral nuisance once, but then they gave me a cream for it and it went away in like a week.
Yeah, about a week.
So this is the finale of the penultimate season of Voyager.
That is correct.
Okay.
That is
Dan,
correct.
give us a synopsis. What is this episode about?
Absolutely. This is an episode about the Borg, learning something new about the Borg. And I have to say, I'm surprised that article didn't make the pun about the great white shark jumping it with the Borg. Because even in this episode, Tom Paris says, another round with the Borg? It's like, the audience is like, wow, really? Borg again? Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, they leaned heavily.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
And you know what? Rightfully so. Like the way that, the original series and TNG went for Klingons. You always knew if you were going to bring in the Klingons and Deep Space Nine, if you want to save your show, bring in the Klingons. So with Voyager, that was the Borg. So we can't really fault them for falling back on them. And with this episode, I was so happy with it when I saw it because the Borg are terrifying, but in a different way now, because now not only are they assimilating people, taking away their lives, now they're taking away their dreams.
They're kind of like, they're like gonna Freddy Krueger your ass.
Yeah. Taking away your life and your dreams, kind of like my dad.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Oh, word. Daddyissues.org. Hello. Yeah.
Dad, but why can't I dance? Play baseball.
Go crochet somewhere.
What are you doing crocheting in that corner?
Hey. So basically, this episode is kind of like there's a Borg version of the Matrix, right? But it's reversed. They are themselves in the virtual space, but then when they come back to being drones on a ship, they watch Ab Fab and remember nothing.
They lose their individuality again. Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Great. But the queen, the Borg queen,
Susanna Thompson.
A concept.
She's not the same one from the movie, the TNG movie.
Who will show up? The one from the movie is the absolutely luminous.
I love her.
Alice Kriege.
Alice Kriege, who shows up in the season finale.
Alice Kriege is in that
of the final season.
What is that show? Oh God.
The OA.
The OA. Yes, she's the mom.
The mother.
She's so good.
I saw her do a Star Trek panel just recently, and she was really smart. She's like an incredible actress. She was in Chariots of Fire.
She was just in Hansel and Gretel.
Yes, and she was
the
fabulous.
She
was absolutely fabulous.
Well, whenever they're looking for a character actress, honey, they go ask Alice. Yeah, because I think she knows.
They think she'll know.
Yeah.
A song about rape, by the way.
No, it's not.
Isn't that song about rape?
It's a song about taking LSD.
No, it's when she goes to the festival, takes LSD, and then she can take rape.
And one makes you small. It's not go rape Alice.
It's about rape. I go rape Alice. Michael.
It's Alice in Wonderland. Okay, listen, let's get back to the episode.
Yes.
Booby, how does the episode start?
It starts in this beautiful, lush rainforest. And Seven is walking through it and comes upon a man.
Oh.
But like literally, she's like,
Right. And he's like, he kind of knows her, and she's like,
and
I'm dreaming.
He calls her Annika.
Right.
And goes to touch her face, and she cringes.
Right. Because he's using her dead name, because her dead name was Clifford. No, but so she's like, this is a dream. This is a dream. I don't know what's happening.
But actually, it opens up with actually a really snazzy scene of the Borg Queen, a snazzy scene of the Borg Queen, kind of mimicking the scene from First Contact, where the Borg Queen comes out of the ceiling and joins her body. they kind of do a take on that. Because remember, there's one Borg Queen, but she's got bodies all over the place, kind of like me.
Kind of like Dorian Corey.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I actually just watched something about Dorian yesterday. I actually had been in Dorian's apartments. I had been in Dorian many years ago.
Inside the luggage?
No, but like, but thinking 15 feet away, there's like a dead body in a closet.
Right.
Of course, that I didn't know about. But anyway, so but I have to say, good times. I have to say, good times.
Yeah.
And that I love Janet Jackson.
It has really been too long since I've been here because I need to re-up my gay with you guys because I didn't get half of those references. It's been I'm like Dora the Explorer.
Dorian Corey. So just to jump off topic for a second, Dorian Corey was a very
Honey, we haven't jumped on topic yet
at all. Dorian Corey was a famous house mother in the ballroom scene and also a subject in the classic film Paris is Burning. And after Paris died, many years later,
after Dorian died,
many years later, a body was discovered in her closet, mummified. Of no one is absolutely sure. They did figure out who the person was. It had
gunshot wounds.
It had been shot in the head, so people thought maybe it was a trick that got rough with her, or perhaps a lover who she had a disagreement with.
That got rough for her.
But she shot him sometime probably in the early 70s, wrapped him in naugahyde, covered him in baking
soda,
and put him inside a large garment bag in the back of her very large closet and mummified him. And after she died, the body was found.
Dan, you haven't heard of this?
So wait, is that what the story on Pose is based on?
Exactly.
It's taken from that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay.
Yes.
So there's
I didn't know it was based on a real thing, though.
Oh,
yeah. There's an issue of New York Magazine, and the cover story is the drag queen had a mummy in the closet. I'll send it to you.
But the funny thing is, it's so funny that comes up because just yesterday I'm watching Caitlin Doughty, who I have to
Ask a Mortician.
Ask a Mortician. Yeah. And she did a story about Dorian, about the drag queen who had a mummy in her closet.
Yes.
Yeah. And but I'm not sure how
that
led to
but bitches got skeletons in their closet, but she took it a little too literally. Yeah.
So
now I get it. The luggage. Check the luggage. Now, okay. Now
we're all up to speed. Hello.
So it opens with the Borg Queen and a snazzy piece of VFX for television for the time. It looks. It doesn't look as good as the movie, but it looks
pretty fierce.
And I must say that Susanna Thompson is a very nice stand-in for Alice Krige. She has the right attitude. The right attitude. It feels right.
So the Borg Queen is clocking that some of her drones are going wayward and hanging out in the Matrix, Unimatrix Zero, but she can't find it. Is that what's happening?
And in a horror beat, she has one of those drones dismembered to get to his cortical node.
She got chopped.
And those, those, that head keeps making appearances through the episode, and it's quite gory.
Yeah. Dan, what is your take on the concept of a Borg Queen? Since before it was that the Borg were one mind.
It's really interesting because the thing that was terrifying about the Borg initially was the fact that they weren't dealing with a single fallible leader. It was the collective minds of all of them. And that's a fascinating idea, for, especially from a dramatic storytelling standpoint, until you put it into a feature film. A feature film needs to have a villain, that you have to have your main antagonist. Otherwise, the structure of the film would fall apart. So when they decided to use the Borg for First Contact, it was this dilemma, like, what do we do? Do we take away what makes the Borg terrifying to use them in this movie? Or do we come up with something? And then I don't know who it was, but whoever it was brilliant, because the hive, a hive mind. What runs a hive? A queen. And, if you cast the right person to play the Borg Queen, you get something that is equal parts collective mind and individual unique villainess. So I thought it's where they had to go if they were going to continue telling stories about the Borg.
So she speaks for the collective, but also to a degree, she's running the collective.
She is the collective.
She's thin.
Yeah, that's the thing. And they explain she is thin.
It's a shame you're not alive to experience disembodiment. It's the epitome of perfection.
There's a little piece of dialogue in First Contact between Data and the Borg Queen as she's coming down on her little railing that explains away all of that, because Data's like, wait a minute, I thought this is a hive mind, and I'm paraphrasing, of course, and
Right.
you know, that there's, you know, so are you the leader? And she says, you seek disparity where there is none. I am the collective.
Right.
She's just their speaker, just like they chose Locutus as a speaker, not
Right.
a leader, but as a speaker. She's also their leader. And just how they chose Seven of Nine as an adjunct to communicate with the species. But I do want to say that in Star Trek, The Voyage Home, there was no villain. It's one of the rare instances that a movie had no villain.
Was that the one with the whales?
Yeah.
If you're afraid of whales.
So, but it's very rare because you usually have to have a villain, but Star Trek Voyage Home did not have a villain.
And there was that all black collective where they had the jive mind.
Terrible!
Oh, and the jive talk.
Go ahead, Dan. You were going to say something before I so rudely and racistly cut you off.
Todd Borg. Yes. So that's a great point. I didn't think of that. Yeah. The Voyage Home, because it was largely comedic, it was about the characters, and the main villain is the potential destruction of Earth, but
a space
it turns
probe.
out, to not be a villain. It's just a probe that's asking, where are you guys at?
There's also those loud punk rockers on the bus. They're the villain of the
That
Voyage
Spock
Home.
puts in a sleep.
Boom.
Voyage Home is really
Their
just a romp.
shitty music.
Voyage Home is really just a romp, but who hasn't faced like some intense deep space probe that like almost killed you?
Oh, girl, if
Lord
only.
knows.
Tired of living
That
up here
has
in
you
the
going.
country.
"Wah,
Wong,
wah,
I'm like, honey, I'm in the middle of making love. My man's like, yo, what is that? Whale sounds?
wah,
And you're like,
wah."
just do it, baby.
You call it. Oh, bitch, I'm so hot. I'm getting sonar. Okay, so what happens is the queen is chopping up her own drones to look for the carry-on wave.
Right.
She's trying to find the carry-on wave.
And it's
So
it's rough.
it's rough. She's mean about it. I think
Yeah.
she kind of enjoys it, actually. She's a little
She
rough. this
enjoys
week.
Yeah, there's a slight sneer to her smile.
Yeah. She's not nice.
No.
So she's able to kind of locate it, but not really. Right?
They're searching.
Meanwhile, Seven is tripped out by these dreams that she thinks are malfunctions.
Yes.
And she goes
Well,
to see the doctor.
That's
She thinks they're actual dreams. The doctor says, like, look at this, another milestone. You had your first dream. And then later it turns out, oh, it wasn't a dream. Axum, who is the man she meets in the forest.
Man in quotes.
Man in quotes. Yeah, we don't even
Yes.
find out what race he is, do we? What species?
Flaccid.
Well, his
Hey.
actor
That's why
Mark
she couldn't
Deakins.
remember what that had happened. It was clearly not memorable.
It's
I forget
actor
him
Mark
too.
Deakins. I thought he was cute in his bad wig.
What was his name?
Mark Deakins is the name of the actor. I thought he was kind of cute.
Axum, named after
Sorta
a
kinda.
body spray.
After a body spray. Well, that's Axiom, isn't it? Axiom.
Whatever. The point is, the doctor dismisses Seven's concerns, which I did not like.
I don't wish to dream again. Please repair my cortical array.
This isn't a malfunction, Seven. It might seem unsettling now, but you'll get used to it.
She comes in for help. She's like, yo, I'm gagging
Yeah.
from these nightmares. She's like, oh, a milestone. Nah, bitch.
And
Give her
mind
some
you,
Ambien.
there is a precedence in medicine where doctors discount what women say and what brown people say. This is actually a real thing. Just not to get too real world about this, but there is a precedence in medicine where, you know, brown people and women are often like, you know, they have to advocate
Dismissed.
for themselves so hard because they are dismissed. Oh, let me just give you some antibiotics, or
Just rub yourself with cocoa butter.
you're just being hysterical. Here, let me
Hysterical. Yeah. Yep.
Exactly. Let me hand you this vibrator. Trust me, you'll feel better afterwards.
Well, I have a question and a comment. Question, Matinga, as a brown woman, Did you find that
Yes.
your complaints about your webbed feet and hands went ignored for a long time?
I was a baby. I
Okay.
was a thalidomide baby. Leave me alone.
My comment also is that get into the language here, hysterical and hysterectomy. Okay.
Oh,
So
wow.
the root word of hysteria and hysterectomy referred
Hiss.
to referred to that sound that women make when they see another woman. Hiss. So, you know, doctors be sexist and shit. But so he sends her on her way with a
With a little-
thing on her neck.
For
Right.
her next dream to monitor her.
And now Matinka and I are going to
Also
shut
to
up and y'all two tell us what happens.
Yes.
It was also to prove it, though, that no, it's a dream. So we're going to monitor it. I'm going to prove to you, crazy hysterical woman, that it was just a dream. And then it ends up proving that it wasn't just a dream. And the doctor realizes that no, she was conscious the entire time. She never hit REM sleep. So it couldn't have been a dream. So it was real.
Is this for real or is it just another
Just another dream.
Just another dream.
Is this for real or is it just another dream?
So tell me, REM sleep is like that sleep where you like listen to like bad alternative music
Shiny
all
happy
night.
people.
Yeah, you know.
And you just keep going like this, searching for where it's coming from. You're like, where is that music coming from?
Like your eyeballs would be exhausted.
Yeah.
All
I
that
thought Michael Stipe
activity.
died. What
All that
happened?
activity. So, but she really is in Unimatrix Zero. She really is
Yes.
there. And
Yes.
while she's there, she starts chit-chatting with Axiom, the genderless, pointless, sexless, no chemistry actor they have playing
That's
her.
not true. He did.
That's
you
not
could-
true.
You could tell he was holding back emotions.
Was he holding back the years, Simply Red?
Holding back the years.
Hey, didn't Patti
Sing it.
LaBelle do that also?
I love some holding back the years, honey.
Patti LaBelle did it, right?
I don't remember.
I feel like
Her
she
face.
did.
We're my background singers. Woo! Because I don't have rappers and I have background singers.
Oh, anyway, so
Yeah. And also like a random little kid, just some
Right.
random
with a
sexist kid
bopping little jumpsuit.
with a cute little jumpsuit who's like
He's really a
suddenly
cute little actor.
cute little actor who
You
like
Mr. Axiom?
who is not
I'm looking for a
particularly frightened.
daddy.
Yeah.
And Seven's like, don't bother with this one. He's flaccid.
Flaccid, honey,
Yeah.
flaccid axiom.
Flacido
Oh, no.
Domingo, darling.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
Flacido
like-
Domingo.
Honey,
Flacido,
a
darling.
fierce porn star who must bottom because he can never get it up. Flacido Domingo.
And he's
Oh,
blind.
honey. And he's blind.
Shit, what am I gonna do with a blind, flaccid bottom? Go
Well,
ahead,
honey,
sing opera, bitch. I'm gonna be in the next room.
Riding to the subway.
Taking the subway, going to
taking
the
the
opera.
subway.
All right. So she's
So-
there.
Yeah.
As we're like 4 minutes into this episode of Star Trek,
Yeah,
he's explaining to her, nah, bitch, we have a genetic mutation
correct.
that makes us able to access this virtual reality existence that the Borg can't track
It does look beautiful and idyllic.
against the
They're-
green screen. It's like very
they're-
like honey,
yeah.
they're at Club Med Tobago
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that green screen
Yeah.
effect, budget ran out.
I think they're matte paintings. They're probably matte paintings. not
Drag
green
King
screen.
name Matte Painting.
Matte paintings.
So Dan,
Yes.
Booby, can you explain to us what is Unimatrix Zero?
So Unimatrix Zero, because the reason it's 0 and not 01, right, is because it shouldn't exist. Because 0 is non-existence, and Borg are very, binary thinking, computer thinking. So 0 does not exist. So Unimatrix Zero is this anomaly that just happened. There's a random thing that happened. They speculate during the assimilation of a single drone, like a millennia ago or whatever, that then spread to other drones that allowed their suppressed individualities to come back to the forefront when they were regenerating. So basically, every time they go into their alcove, and they say it's 1 in every million drones has this anomaly within them. So when they go into their alcoves, they regenerate. They basically wake up inside Unimatrix Zero. and interact with each other the way that like you would interact on like a holodeck. You choose how you appear. The Borg no longer have any control over you. So
And
for all these years,
they remember who they are. There's continuity in their sleep cycle, so they remember what's happening
when they
right.
sleep.
And they also remember what happened in, or what is happening, what happened in their real lives, that when they were assimilated, how they were assimilated. They remember all of that. They don't remember their current real lives as Borg drones. So even though they can be themselves when they're regenerating, when they go back and they wake up in the real world, they don't have access to those memories anymore. So they just behave as regular drones.
And that's the rub, that they regain their individuality within the Unimatrix Zero, but then they lose it when they wake up. So they can't affect an escape or some kind of uprising. Yeah, they can't affect the real world. And you know, it's 1 in a million drones, but that's still tens of thousands of drones. So they have a community.
And
so
apparently
that's
it's Klingons, and I think there's a Trill.
You see an Earthling.
Oh, right. There's off the rack Dana Delaney, who was assimilated at Wolf 269, 259, 355, whatever.
Right.
Yes.
Right. On her
And
hiatus from China Beach.
And then that's why they need 7 of 9, because she isn't part of the collective anymore. What I was wondering about was, if they can't affect the real world, how did Axum pull 7 back into the Unimatrix? That was kind of like the thing where like, well, they can't affect the real worlds.
Well, because he was only able to contact her while she was regenerating. So
while she was regenerating,
conceivably, when 7 was removed from the collective, she was now not part of the regular Unimatrix Zero club, but she still could get in if invited. And Axum did not use that option until they were in danger and needed someone who was an individual in the real world to be able to make a real world change.
Because she'd been going there, but not remembering it all the time that she was a Borg.
Right. But when she was released from the collective, she didn't go back.
Right.
He pleads with her to help them. I would not have been persuaded. I mean, maybe the Klingon would have persuaded me a little bit more. With his fucked up tooth.
Like a boar.
He had fangs.
It was coming out like a boar.
Yeah. Not featuring that tooth, honey. But
I thought he was hot. I did. I wanted him to bite me.
You're vile.
That's how you initiate sex. Like they bite each other.
Klingon. Yeah.
Like the Lursa and Dorsal bit. I think it was actually Toli and Soren bit Lursa, and she was like, "Are you initiating sexual contact in Generations?"
You mean I've had sex with Klingons all this time and didn't know it? Shit, homeboys be biting.
We knew.
Oh, be biting.
We talk about it all the time.
Oh yeah, we're like, girls,
leaving a tooth in my neck. So 7 decides after seeing this child. Sneakers. So this child appears because when they go to sleep or regenerate, they just suddenly appear in Unimatrix Zero, like some bitch named Zial, which I thought was a character on DS9, but I guess they recycle names.
Zial.
So, because wasn't Zial
somebody's
daughter,
That's
right?
Goldacot's daughter.
How dare they?
Very good.
How dare they? Anyway, nerd alert. So this child materializes and they're like, oh shit, he's in a maturation chamber. And that's kind of what sways 7 to help them figure out a way to be free.
Or wasn't the father in the maturation chamber?
The father?
The little kid said he's looking for his father. And
no, they're all,
like
honey, they're dead.
Right.
They're gone. They're assimilated.
They're dead or they're assimilated.
He has the mutation. The kid has the mutation.
Right.
And that's why he can appear in this virtual reality thing and do a death drop.
It's terrible!
Oh, there's a scene on Voyager where Tom is 22 seconds late for his shift.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And Janeway and Chakotay
are being cold.
You're late, Mr. Paris.
By 22 seconds. I'll make it up at the end of my shift. See that you do.
Take your station.
It's terrible!
They're being kind of fierce with him about it. And he's
Yeah.
like, bitch, whatever.
Damn, I'll make up for it after my shift is over.
Use me for living. Kathy, didn't you abandon your lizard babies on the planet?
Our lizard babies.
Oh,
'Cause
honey.
Tom was the father.
Is there a
That's
DNA
right.
test?
You know
23 and me,
Tom-
bitch.
Tom hit it.
Need to
They
go
have
on Maury.
Babies, honey.
Maury.
There's a whole lizard civilization now on that planet.
That's a man, Maury. And so
Yes.
she leaves. So she's like, take your seat. And he's like, well, bitch, I already done have
Earn your
yours.
place.
Hello, know your spot. And so when he gets to his seat on the bridge, there's a little box and he opens it up. Janeway comes over and she's like, these are called anal beads. And Neelix got them in a trade on the planet called
Benoit.
Benoit. It's a pip.
Benoit
Without-
Prime. Yes.
No Gladys
Benoit
Knight.
Prime.
No Gladys
Yes.
Knight.
No.
Just a pip. And now he's made lieutenant again.
Yes.
Okay. So he's an officer and a
Yes.
gentleman.
No, he's been made lieutenant again. Because remember, about a year or two ago, he was insubordinate and left the ship. And like when he came back, like she stripped him of being a lieutenant. But I have a quick nerdy question. Does the doctor wear any pips on his collar? He does not.
I don't think
Okay,
so.
because
Only
for the
when he's
first
the
time-
emergency command hologram.
Only
Right.
okay. Because today I was like watching the episode and I was like, oh, the doctor has no pips on his collar, and I was like, I wonder if that's a mistake.
Well, is he a ranked officer?
Wouldn't he be?
A doctor?
I mean,
a doctor?
yeah.
He technically, because he never went to Starfleet Academy, he was never made an officer. He
Gotcha.
was just built to be a medical encyclopedia.
Well,
So-
technically, he's a light bright. You know.
Yes. With a
Mm.
lot of snark added to him.
But you know what? He's real snazzy.
Yes.
He is snazzy.
Snazzy.
Robert Picardo is
Oh, he's
snazzy.
snazzy.
He's
You know
snazzy, honey.
You know he's on Cameo, right?
Oh,
He's on Cameo for real, though. I looked it up.
so-
Not him.
What's
specifically.
cameo?
somebody
Cam-
hit me up for my birthday with a message.
Girl,
from
I was
Robert Picardo.
looking, but I'm like, who can I afford for this bitch? Countess Vaughn, she's out of the question.
Countess Lala Ree.
Lala Ree's price went up, by the way. It's fine. Cameo is where you pay celebrities to give a greeting, a video greeting, or a hello to for any
Yeah.
occasion,
I
really.
Right.
wonder if you can get a cameo.
Birth,
from
death,
Cameo.
reincarnation.
Coming of spirits. Can you get a what now, Matinga? Say it again.
I wonder if we can get a cameo from Cameo.
Word up.
Word
Put
up.
it up, right?
Would they be wearing a cod piece?
He's like 70 years old now, but he's like lying there with a cod piece on.
Honey,
Word
ooh,
up, Matenga. I heard it was your birthday.
I heard it's your birthday.
It's your birthday. Well,
Yeah, you
happy
wanna
birthday.
Get into the
Because you
job,
taste just
man.
like candy.
Just like
Candy.
candy,
Yo,
candy.
I would be thrilled.
I would
Girl,
gag.
your
I would
birthday's
be
coming up.
thrilled.
Dan,
My
when is your
birthday's
birthday?
coming up.
Dan, when is your birthday?
March 21st.
Oh, March. Oh, March.
March,
Oh, like
you're a
oh,
Libra?
I'm
no,
what?
Are you a
No.
Libra?
no, that
No,
would be
I'm
an Aries.
Aries.
Libra is
I'm
October. So you
Aries Pisces cusp. So
you bring the spring with you,
I do.
and you're a Pisces cusp because you're a little fishy. Well, listen, Dan, on your next birthday, I'm gonna buy you a cameo from Matinga.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
You know,
to that.
I'll listen.
Be like,
I'll-
Dan, word up.
I'll spend the $2. I'm good with
Listen.
it. So Seven is on Voyager and she's trying to convince her crew to help these drones out. Yo, can you help a sister out? What is it that she wants from them and how are they reacting to it is what I want to know.
She wants help liberating these drones or get them to be safe from the queen, the Borg
Correct.
Queen. But then Captain Janeway decides that she's going to do a mind meld with Tuvok, and not a mind meld, a mind bridge, a bridge,
A bridging of the Moines.
a bridging of the
Yes.
Moines,
Right.
to be able to get into the dreamscape of Miss 7 and 9.
Dream
Because
lover,
because
come rescue me.
because they have a meeting in the ready room, but
Right.
the captain needs a little bit more convincing.
And more
And she-
info.
Yeah, and she needs a little bit more info. So, but once again, nerdy question: if Tuvok is the bridge between Seven and Janeway,
Is
why
he a bridge over troubled waters?
Why is he not in the simulation with them? Why is he not in Unimatrix Zero? Because he's there. Like he's the one making it happen.
He's just the conduit, but he can't do it.
You can't do it.
You can do it, Nikki.
Here's the thing. So first of all, Tuvok has never done a bridging of the minds before. Okay,
But he knows he
some
can do
Vulcan
it.
master.
this is first mind meld. And in canon, if you do a bridging of the minds with more than one person, that's called a Vulcan centipede.
Is it?
I don't know, but I'm gonna say yes.
Why am I thinking of Reby Jackson all of a sudden?
So am I.
Now you're crawling like a Vulcan
centipede.
centipede.
But Janeway ends up in the simulation. She gets the proof that she wants, and then she gets the idea that she wants to infect the continuum with a virus that will affect only the people that have that genetic mutation to appear in Unimatrix Zero, so that they will retain their individuality when they awake from regeneration. And in that, you can start kind of like an underground uprising to destabilize the Borg. So she takes it one step further.
Kind of a huge step further, which I found very interesting. It's like Janeway heard what they were asking, and they were asking, can you just help us protect our sanctuary? And all you have to do that is just, implant something in real life that'll throw them off our scent. They won't be able to find us. That's all we're asking. And Janeway says, you know what? That doesn't make a big enough impact on the galaxy as a whole. If we're going to get involved here, the stakes need to be way higher. So I'm going to figure out a way to turn your immediate need into something that will long-term benefit me.
Yes.
And we're going to figure out how to use what you need as a weapon against the collective and make the impact much bigger.
It sounds like you're suggesting a civil war.
I prefer to call it a resistance movement.
I mean, her reasoning is sound. Her reasoning is sound. It's that, look, suppose we do hide you for another 10 years, 20 years, whatever. Eventually, the Borg will find you. So why not find a permanent solution? And the permanent solution being start a civil war. Let's give these drones the ability to retain their individuality in real life, have them mount a resistance movement against the Borg from within, and hopefully liberate them for real. Which again, reasoning is sound, but it was also like, man, you are such a dictator. That prime directive.
Thank you.
Well, she's a scientist, but also she gangsta.
Oh,
She's so gangster. And
It's gangsta lean.
Gangsta lean.
And she's gangsta, but she's also maybe a little bit manic. And
She
maybe
hasn't had
a little
dick in 6 years.
and maybe her highs are a little high and her lows are kind of low. And like sometimes you gotta pull Kathy back. You know?
And Seven is a little aghast at this suggestion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, Seven is now appearing as Annika.
Without the Borg implants.
Without the Borg implants, with a pink top and a little like sort of pantsuit sort of feeling.
And I just want to say there's like a moment where Seven and the captain are walking down the corridor on Voyager, and Jerry Ryan's waist is tiny.
Yeah.
Like it's noticeably tiny. Like, honey, they hit that corset hard that day. Because I was like,
vinegar.
God, can she even breathe?
Right.
Like she looks stunning, but I was like, my God, her waist is so tiny.
I love in that scene, like Janeway says to her, I think it's time for you to take a nap, which is the shadiest way of saying someone is tired.
Yeah. And then she slaps her. I think it's time you took a nap.
Boof.
I think you'll be turning in early tonight.
So in the course of Janeway being part of the Vulcan centipede in Unimatrix Zero, the drones start appearing in Unimatrix Zero. The Queen has found a way to infiltrate.
She's isolated something where she's able to send drones into the simulation.
And so some fighting happens and the drones are re-assimilating these freed, quote unquote, drones.
Or
dream drones.
Dream drones.
Dream drones.
Dream
Cindy
drones.
Dream
Yes.
drones. Hey.
Cindy Lauper does dream drones.
Dream drums, Cindy Lauper, dream drums.
Oh my God. God.
But we are so off the chain
Who
today.
cares, darling?
But I do want to say that the Borg Queen has like a Scooby-Doo villain moment when the captain is in the simulation and kills one of the drones with a bat lip, and they show Susanna Thompson's face, and she's like, Janeway. And it's just like
Janeway.
Zoinks, it's Janeway.
Well,
and it's like such a it's funny because it's like dun, dun, dun,
really
dun.
are.
Yeah, exactly. And it was very Scooby-Doo.
But Kathy doesn't know that she's been clocked.
She does not know yet.
After this battle, Janeway's like full on, let's fuck these hoes up.
And she's going off half cocked. She's like, I'm gonna do it by myself. They find a Borg tactical cube, which I had never seen before. And this ship looks dangerous. I mean,
Yeah.
It's almost rectangular, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's covered in armor. It's like, honey, even the doctor's like, can we find a spear, please?
Right.
Yeah.
What the hell? And like Janeway's like, no, we're gonna do it like this. I'm gonna do it alone.
No,
It's
she
like,
wants.
Right.
She
there
wants.
goes
She
the
wants.
captain
She
going
wants
off half
Chakotay's
cocked.
support. No, she does want Chakotay's support in this one.
No, but she gonna do it alone.
But she's gonna do it alone because she's gonna do the mission alone.
Oh, I
alone.
see what you're saying. Yeah.
And but she wants this. At which point, Chakotay, like, he blackmails her. He's like, I'll have the doctor remove you from duty. Like, you will take B'Elanna and
Tuvok.
And she's like, la 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 la, and he's like, la 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 la. And he like blackmailed, and that was actually the sentence. I was like, oh wow, that's weird. But
there was a writer's strike.
There's a writer's strike. So she acquiesces, but it's like, girl, like, you are the most important person on this ship. Like, you're gonna take on this mission. Look at that Borg cube over there.
So what
it's like,
they have to
Katie,
get to, they have to get to this after hours called the central plexus.
the central plexus.
And that's where they're going to release the pathogen. Am I right here? Is that what's
Correct.
Story?
I also thought it was interesting that this was the time that Janeway decided to say to Chakotay, look, in the past, I haven't given a crap what you have said. I've done what I wanted to do. I've made my decisions. I have equinoxed when I wanted to equinox. But this time, I can't do it unless I have your support. And so he's like, oh, okay, well, all right, fine. I guess you have my support. And then she says, oh, yeah, I almost talked myself out of it. And Chakotay is like, yeah, that was never going to happen.
Yeah. And then she's like,
he knows her.
I feel like Chakotay bitch moment. Like, I'm calling you out, Kathy. I'm going to do it no matter what I say.
Once he agrees with her, she's like, doctor, cancel the smallpox blanket.
Yeah.
And and so they're able to move forward. Alia Kuchamoya, bitch. Matenga, you got a paper plate.
With my notes.
Matenga's got a paper plate. Honey. Listen.
I am ghetto.
Listen. All right, with the colors of the wind. So what happens is that B'Elanna Torres,
in her curly wig.
In her curly long ass wig.
That I hate.
I kind of like it.
And pale makeup.
Not like
really pale makeup.
Yeah.
So she's going to go on the mission along with Tuvok, because why not send the most important people on the ship with you?
Right. Yeah. Lead engineer, head of security, and the captain.
Right. Why not send Neelix and Naomi?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Send Naomi Wildman.
Yeah. They wanted the mission to succeed. They couldn't send Neelix.
Oh, I guess so. You're right. That's true. You know, right.
And Naomi was busy shooting Reba.
Right.
So, because she was on Reba, as Booby pointed out to us.
Yes. So they're going to go on this mission to infect the Central Plexus After Hours Club with some bad ketamine.
Yes, the interplexing beacon.
Oh, the interplexing beacon. Yes, I'm so sorry. And but before they get to it, Harry's on the bridge doing night duty. And by the way, he notices that he did not get pips, and he has not gotten a promotion, which I thought was kind of funny.
I thought that was cute.
Someone has taken over the comm system on the ship and the lighting also, because apparently it's a little bit green. And he's like, Captain, I think it's for you. And she's like, if it's not my dealer, hang up. And so Chakotay and...
She's like, my Coke?
My Coke, what? There's cocaine in that nebula.
I mean, coffee,
yeah, coffee. My Colombian...
It's synthahol Coke. You can dispel it, like, if you want to. You can get fucked up, but then when you got to bring it back to, you just get rid of it.
Girl, why do you think they call it High Point?
Dispel it.
Anyway, flavor crystals. And
crystals, Crystal Light.
They come to the bridge, and it's honey It's the motherfucking Borg Queen. She's trying to do a
Saying,
Zoom with
"Hey."
Janeway. She's saying, "Hey, how you doing?" And
Yeah.
first they're both like, "I'm good, girl. How you doing?" "Oh, I'm good, bitch. What about it?"
How are things in the collective?
Perfect. Voyager.
Never better.
It's a standoff. It's a
blessed
Western
day.
Have a
standoff.
blessed and prosperous day, honey.
Yeah. Neither one of them is giving an inch, and neither one of them is afraid.
Tend to your own crew. Stay away from things that don't concern you.
I'm afraid I can't do that, but thanks for the offer.
They're both very steely.
Yeah, but
I'm not here to play.
but Kim, he's afraid.
Well,
Because-
honey, he gets
because-
called out.
Yeah, because he
calls
gets
him
called
out.
out.
We'll see you soon, Harry.
What does she mean by that?
She's saying, "Mind your business,
Earn your spot.
earn your spot, keep your hands off my children, and maybe I'll help you get home a little faster, bitch."
She's the mother of the House of Borg.
And that is a legendary house, dog.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
You'll get chopped.
I saw a few really big trophies in the background. Of
yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta watch
As
out
she
for them,
leans
'cause
back.
You know they took them home. You
Honey.
know.
Oh yeah, but honey, she walks Butch Queen Vogue.
Yeah. I used to assimilate trade for dollars too.
Yeah.
What about
exactly.
it? And so she's like, "Kathy, step off." Kathy's like, "Bitch, suck
You
it."
step off.
Like you that girl.
But she also says, "Listen, I'll get you home sooner.
Right.
I'll let you use one of the transport conduits, but stay out of my way."
shit.
Right. And that's
Yeah.
important because transvisibility, it's important.
Thank
Why
you.
shouldn't they have their own transport
Thank
conduits?
you.
Hello. So she's like, "Listen, even though you're cisgendered, I'll let you use it."
I'll
And
let you use it.
And Kathy's like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
and then
How
the-
many dates have I said that on?
I'll let you use it."
Honey,
I'm
you
good.
you
I'm
may be
good.
cisgender, I'll let you use it.
Bitch.
The last thing the queen says before she ends the Zoom call is, "We'll see you soon, Harry."
And Harry is shook. You know Harry is shook.
Gasping. What did
I-
she mean by that?
What did she mean by that?
I don't
That's
know.
a big question. You know, that's something we should have asked Garrett about because
Yeah.
it was so bizarre. It was like, hang on, wait, how does the Borg Queen know that Janeway kind of looks at Kim as like her kid and is
Yes.
so protective of him?
And why?
It was the biggest threat, really, that the Queen could give to
Yep.
Catherine, because she's already heard, "You'll be assimilated, we'll take your whole crew, we'll destroy everything, blah, blah, blah." She's heard those threats before. She's never heard a pointed, directed threat at a single member of her crew that she feels the most protective of.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
How the hell did the Borg Queen know that?
It's so
And
smart.
Harry's like, "As an Asian American, I'm calling yellow alert."
Mary.
Wow!
Going
Wow!
to hell in a handbasket. Mary.
Smallpox
Honey.
blanket, anyone?
Yellow alert! You're on a racist roll
Oh,
tonight.
Dan, I'm on a mission to get canceled. So
Well, it's two mama bears protecting their babies.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, but
really what it is.
Miss Borg, Mama Bear, she ain't trying to protect them. She might behead them.
She does behead them.
Yeah.
And then you
And they're
hear the squawk when they put the heads on a spike.
And they're like on that table for the whole episode. Like
Yeah.
you keep on getting like these glamour shots of
Optics.
like the heads.
One
Yeah,
of
them
and
is
you're
like-
Yeah. Optics, honey. She's like, "Just let y'all bitches know. Don't cross me.
don't
you will end
cross
up on
me.
this-
Because you end up cross-eyed.
Yeah. Cross-eyed it.
Mhm.
So it all comes to a head. Seven, or rather, Annika, is back in Unimatrix Zero because clearly she ain't got nothing to do on Voyager but regenerate. So she's back there, and her and Axe body spray are trying to sort of stimulate this resistance. And
Yeah.
the Herodians are going to be hunting, and the Klingons are going to be toothy. And
Fat leffing.
yeah, when the drones show up.
Wow.
Janeway and Tuvok and what's left of B'Elanna's character are on the Delta Flyer heading towards this cube in whatever sector they're in, while Voyager is close by.
So that the plan seemingly is that Janeway, Tuvok, and B'Elanna are going to fly in the Delta Flyer, kind of under the Borg's radar,
Yeah.
while Voyager is attacking, distracting the Borg, and they're going to sneak onto the cube, implant the virus into the central plexus, and then get out. That's what it looks like the plan is.
On the surface, yes.
On the surface, yeah.
Yes. And the Delta Flyer gets destroyed. That made me gag.
So so Voyager is fighting the Borg cube, and the Borg cube is fighting back and targeting the Delta Flyer, and they shoot it.
And they think they're doing subterfuge, but like the Borg Queen can see the Delta Flyer clearly.
She's like, "Oh, Captain, I thought you'd be more cunty than this."
Captain, I expected something more cunning from you.
Bitch! Like you that girl!
And of course, she is.
Of course.
Yes. The Borg Queen just doesn't know it yet. She hasn't been hit with it yet. Yeah.
Kathy and B'Elanna and Tuvok beam over to this cube.
Yes.
After the Delta Flyer, or almost as the Delta Flyer is being destroyed, and they immediately look for this interplexing beacon to release their pathogen. And on the ship, on Voyager, Chakotay and Harry and Tom are like, "Can we dip? Can we dip? Can we dip?" Until the exact moment that, yeah, they could dip.
And then as the away team is walking through the cube, they get blocked by a force field, then blocked by another force field. And then they're just overrun by Borg and are individually assimilated.
They do put up a fight, a little fight.
They do put up a fight.
So there's this shot where like Janeway is, she's getting and like her scream of pain is so real. And then you flash to the next scene. Voyager escapes. You flash
because now that they know that the mission is underway, Voyager dips. Yeah.
And there is a shot of the Captain, Tuvok, and B'Elanna now turned into drones. And it's a very powerful little shot. But I just want to say that, Janeway looks busted and Tuvok looks busted. But B'Elanna looks kind of heroic and fab. Like she's kind of standing there like,
yeah.
And I was like, oh, she looks good as a drone.
She still looks pissed. B'Elanna still has that like,
always does.
I'm half Klingon and I'm pissed all the time.
She's got the warrior vibe.
Yeah, but Tuvok looks busted.
I didn't think Tuvok looked that bad. I will say that Kate Mulgrew's final shot where she's assimilated, I think that was her audition tape for Orange is the New Black, because she looked busted. I didn't know that being assimilated aged you 40 years. Like, it is not a pretty shot. It's not a glamour shot. It's not a beauty shot. But they are now part of the collective.
She was looking beautiful, but she wasn't looking beautiful tonight, darling.
She wasn't looking beautiful tonight, honey.
Terrible.
Miss Janeway.
Darling. So take a picture of me and Janeway, darling, and let me know who's more beautiful, darling.
Who's more beautiful, darling?
And so she was not looking beautiful tonight. But apparently they wanted to be assimilated because Chakotay, they're aware that this is happening, and they leave. And the episode ends with Tuvok and B'Elanna and Janeway as Borg drones on this Borg cube. Meanwhile, there's stuff afoot in the virtual reality world of Unimatrix Zero.
Yeah.
Oh, and also Seven is cock blocking that sexless guy for real.
Right.
We'll be working very closely together.
As colleagues. Nothing more. Our previous friendship, it's irrelevant.
Like you that girl!
Can't they find her a man?
Honey, can you find a man?
No.
Can I?
Why do you think I watch so much Star Trek? I ain't got no man. Shit. No, I'm sure that Mark Deakins is a fine actor and whatever, but there was no chemistry. And she's like, straight up, we're going to work together as colleagues. Okay. I don't feel it. And as we find out on Picard many, many decades later on the series Picard, she's a little bit lesbo too. So why couldn't she hook up with off the rack Dana Delaney? I don't know. Questions.
She really was Seven. She really was feeling him. She really was. And that's why she stepped off. Right. Because every time Seven starts to feel something powerful, she immediately retreats because it's so new to her. She gets scared by it. So she wanted it. She wanted the Axe body spray all over. Over. But she couldn't let herself. She was too scared.
Right. Oh, that's very perceptive. I mean, bring the room down, Dan, but
sorry.
I'm ready for my bukkake axiom.
I think my problem with him, I'm sure he's a fine looking person. I think it was the no eyebrows feeling. Not for me.
Very
But
cabaret.
she looks fabulous.
She looks
Honey.
amazing.
Yes, she does.
And she's a little softer as Annika.
Yeah.
You know, she's very Teutonic
Yeah.
beauty, and her speech is a little bit softer. I'm liking it. I'm digging it. And
It's a
as
little bit human.
yeah, she's a little more human.
Yeah.
So that is a cliffhanger, which isn't that also a cliffhanger when your heels are too small and your toes hang over the front? Isn't that
When
called
your
a
toes hang off the end of the heel, it's cliffhangers, and it's the total boner killer.
yeah,
Like cliffhangers,
yeah,
boner killer.
boner killer. What do they call it when your heels come off the back? Is that shrimp and biscuits?
Biscuits. Yeah.
Giving biscuits, giving
biscuit.
biscuits.
Biscuit basket.
Biscuit basket, right. So
Yeah.
season 6 closes with this cliffhanger. Oh my God, has the captain been assimilated? Yo,
Yeah.
is Annika gonna get busy with Snaggletooth the Klingon? Questions, answers that will not come until the fall season. I mean, I'm
Thank
speaking
you.
at the time of this airing, of course.
Right.
What did we think
Yes.
of Unimatrix Zero Part 1? Dan, you are the guest host. Please give us your rating.
I thought it was a great episode. I thought it was a great use of the Borg. The ending to me was just a little soft because they were clearly thinking we can't try to make it look like we're doing best of both worlds.
Yeah.
So that's why I was left curious for the summer, but in a more kind of ticked off way, because
Yeah.
it was like, okay, they're going into their final season. We know 3 main actors are not going to leave the show. So why is the rest of the crew like, this is going as planned? It's like Chakotay was like, finally I can be the captain now. She's taken care of. And so the question that the cliffhanger leaves us on left me slightly sour, which is the only complaint I have about the episode. So I would have to say that of what's the rating, up to 4?
You can go up to 5.
Up to 5.
Up to 5. Okay, so I'm gonna say that I would give this 4 transwarp conduits out of a possible 5.
I'm going to give it a 4.5, 4.5. I really enjoyed it. I love anything with the Borg Queen making a presence. And of course, Annika, 7 and a 1.
I'm going to give this episode 3 biscuit baskets because
Really?
I did enjoy it. I love 7 of 9 and Jerry Ryan. I could watch her do anything. I enjoyed the Borg Queen. Maybe this speaks to my own intellectual stupidity. I was so confused at many, many points. I was like, what's a dream? What's real? Is this for real or is it just another dream? I didn't know how things affected the drones in reality. So I'm going to give it a 3. I enjoyed it, but gosh, I'm dumb.
I want to just like kind of remember, back to when this episode premiered, and this was like a great looking episode. Like this.
Thank you. I've been moisturizing.
We forget, like with like Game of Thrones and all of like these
Game
shows
of
that have, like,
Drones,
these
honey. This episode
Game
was
of
Game of
Drones.
Drones, darling.
incredible special effects. Game of Drones.
Attack of the Drones.
And with all these great special effects on these shows, like this was a special effects extravaganza. You didn't get space battles like this. And so like, even though like it's it's aged just a bit, it's still great drama. It still looks fantastic. Everyone's like, everyone is at the height of their abilities. They're hitting on all thrusters here.
Harry gets a punchline.
It's and this show was still really great at that moment. I give it 4.5 Leola root. It's just a great episode.
So all in all, we give this a pretty damn good rating.
Yeah, especially since each of us gave the last episode like a 1 or something.
Oh, so Dan, last week we did Fury, the one where Jennifer Lien comes back because her SAG residuals ran out and she's mad.
Yeah, and she comes back angry.
Yeah, but this is a great episode. It really is.
Great.
This is a really, really good episode. And this is the kind of coverage you're only going to get here on Fire Chakotay. Dan, tell us once again about Gaaays in Space and how people can find you.
Absolutely. Yes, you can find us at Gaaays in Space, 3 A's in Gaaays, 3 A's in Space on all the socials, and gaaysinspace.org.
So thank you for tuning in once again to Fire Chakotay, the most problematic Trek podcast in the quadrant. This is Mike Diamond.
This is Miss Matinga.
Booby.
Thanks again to special guest
Dan Deevy of Gaaays in Space.
Woo!
Thank you so
Yes.
much, guys.
Thank
Before
you,
we stop
Dan.
recording, did
Yeah.
you want to let the audience know that we're taking the summer off?
Nope.
Just let them know.
Nope.
We do not want to let them know.
Nope.
Okay. Okay. I think not the worst idea to let them know.
Listen, like my lovers, I like to keep the audience in the dark.
Okay. Okay. Hello. That's probably for the best.
Trust me, it's for the best.